stocks like crazy. Trying to get to Walmart, get me a cell phone so I can get off the streets. See this cop over here, he's part of the gang stock. I don't know if I'll get a facial shot. People watching, folks, people watching. Right as he walked by, right as he came by, a motorcycle came by. But the last 5 minutes I've been seeing all kinds of strange things. And smell the quinolones in the air. See, I'm at a bus stop here. It's almost like you're a sitting duck for these people. They can just drive back and forth with these quinolones and their noise campaigns, make all the noise they want, mess your ears up. Oh, by the way, I wanted to get into the ear thing and tell you more about these muscles of the ear and how this works with the quinolones. See what they're doing is they're using the quinolones, as I said before. They put the quinolones in the ear and then they hit you with sound, okay? You have two bones in your ear that vibrate and they're stabilized by two muscles and two tendons. Okay, now when these bones get, when these muscles, when you're doing, anytime you're listening to music or anything like that, these muscles are getting an aerobic exercise, okay? And that aerobic exercise is stretching and pulling these muscles, tensing and tightening and releasing, relaxing. Okay, so I'm going to go into more depth of this, and I'm going to show you a video that is a little bit better explained. I'm just making this video just in case I don't have the ability to speak after this. But that's what they're doing to the homeless people that I can see. They're making them go crazy, and not just homeless people, anybody that's on this list. They literally run noise campaigns until they drive you insane. And that's very much what they're doing, because by stretching these muscles out in your ear, because the quinolones work by stretching these muscles out. You got to remember, the quinolones are full of fluoride, and they break down the collagen in your joints and your tendons and your muscles, which causes them to rip and tear. I don't care what they say, that's the truth. I mean, if quinolone's in the air and you're talking, you'll lose your voice because the muscles will start to rip and tear in your voice, in your voice box. And they won't have full strength. Boy, imagine that, huh, folks? I'm talking about all this, and this guy just pops up. But yeah, that's how it works, see? The muscles vibrate. Sound is employed. I'm sorry, the muscles tense up. So if you got quinolones in your system, the muscles are going to rip and tear and overstretch. Then that leaves your ear susceptible to loud sounds. That leaves your brain susceptible to loud noises. Because even the drop of a pin can sound as loud as a train horn to your brain. Because see, what happens is when this muscle tenses up, when you hear a loud sound, this muscle tenses up and pulls on the eardrum to tighten up the eardrum to be able to handle the amplitude of the sound. I can smell the quinolones in the air now. And when this is over-pulled or stretched or torn because of quinolones or even a loud blow, for I guess whoever's not allergic to quinolones, this can cause post-traumatic stress syndrome and all kinds of mental conditions because the brain gets 80% of its energy from the inner ear. And yeah, folks, that's what's going on here. That's how they're driving all these people you see walk around talking to themselves. That's what happened to them. They're putting that stuff in the air and then they're hitting them with sound because it's completely legal. Boy, that's a loud one. What What is all that about? I mean, come on. There's no sense in being that loud. No sense in cars being that loud unless it's all for a reason and a purpose. And that's the reason and the purpose, folks. I'm going to show you more detail in my next video how this works with the video. I'm going to show you the muscles in action. And you're going to have to do your own research on the quinolones. And understand that the quinolones literally break down the DNA. And they break down the expression of your DNA that expresses strength of tendons. So your tendons are made to withstand 10 times your body weight. Your Achilles tendon is made to withstand 10 times your body weight. And what this drug does is it breaks down that gene expression, that the gene that expresses that, and it breaks down the collagen in your joints, leaving you, depleted of this. So whatever you're doing at the time, talking, whatever, those tendons are going to be ruptured and damaged. They will heal. That's why the inner ear heals up a little, unless they overpull this muscle to an extent where it's not healable. It can cause post-traumatic stress syndrome. I've read all about it. And low amplitude sounds. Again, there are chambers in the ear that deal with pressure and air. And these muscles help control that pressure in that air also. And low amplitude sounds can sound like the loudest sound in the world. That's why the other day when I was in the woods, just the sound of the fire sirens was putting me to sleep. And I mean miles away, because even the drop of a pin sounds like a train horn right in your ear. Because the brain, when the muscle is not working properly and it's paralyzed or it's overstretched, the tensor tympanum muscle or the stapes muscle, or the other two tendons to hold those drum ears in place, those two bones in place. When they're fluttering, there's no control over the amplitude of the sound. So the brain, there's no control over the amplitude of the sound to the brain. And that's all for now, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and start walking because I'm tired of waiting on this bus. Plus, I'm losing my voice because they've got quinolones in there. I'll let this run for a minute. Maybe I'll get some more loud sounds here. Yeah, I really want to break this down to you with pictures because it's a lot easier to understand. I have some videos that can help you understand what's going on here. It's time to start walking. I have to give me a timer. Start writing down what I want to tell you too. I'm starting to have a memory loss because my brain's not functioning properly because my ears aren't working. I'm gonna let this run out before I get to my destination. Boy, I'm sorry, folks. Destination. I have to figure out a way to stop me. If I wear a mask, it makes it worse for some reason. Low amplitude sound, folks. Low amplitude sound. That's hitting me like a train horn right now. I can feel my eardrums burning, pulling, because the pain is causing to overflutter. I forget the name of this condition, but they're doing this to a lot of people. And I've heard, I was at a Radio Shack one day, and I was talking to this black guy about the directional sound device. And he was telling me that there was a guy that he would give a ride to who was on Medicaid. He was having the same problem. When he turned the radio up, he couldn't handle the sound. He was like, turn the radio off. He'd hold his ears. He said he was on medication too. So see, that's what they're doing. They're working on our ears. Now, I don't know about the electromagnetic weapons. I really don't. They have never used this on me that I know of. Maybe they have, and I just don't know. But the book that I did read about Steve Goodman, that Steve Goodman wrote on sonic warfare, it clearly says that the government is using a frequency and that they are unsure of what the frequency actually does to the inner ear. And this is the research. See, they want to see what this is going to do in the long run and what it takes to break a person down. But altogether, I think, I've read that gang stalking only lasts for 2 or 3 years, but I don't know. I think it's really just a takedown program, like a lot of people are saying. And I think there is no way out of this, really. But I don't know. That would be great if it only lasts 4 or 5 years, because then that means this will all be over. I hate to say, but it's hitting me pretty hard. Well, I'm pretty sure my time's about up, folks, so I'm going to have to cut the camera off. Walking down Westheimer here. Well, this thing moves a little bit. It's hard to see sometimes. Boy, that stuff is in my throat. If I only had a way to test this, I could prove this. If I could spit it all up and put it in a bag and have it tested. The only problem with that is they own, they've completely taken over the medical field. So I'm sure if you have it tested, it'll come up negative. Spend all the money in the world, they'll get to the doctors. Test for it. Oh, my throat's hurting now. Even the squeal of a low sound brake makes my ears burn. And they've given me this condition. I forget what it's called. I'm sorry. I have to memorize my words. Still don't know the name. I still haven't paperwork. I'm studying this really slow. It's very hard when you meet gang stalkers. It's hard to remember anything when I'm working on your ears. Okay, folks, over and out. I'm going to have to cut the camera off now.